Good morning, all of you. Our next topic, that is pyridine. So far we have discussed the structure of pyrrole as well as the resonance concept as well as the molecular orbital concept, isn't it? And also one more thing I have to tell you is that this resonance concept and molecular orbital concept is not in your revised syllabus, but I don't know whether they will be asking it, but it is not in the syllabus. I had taken it anyway. I think you should not skip it. You should study that also. It will be helpful. Okay. Similarly, in this case, pyridine also, there is one structure elucidation is given in the text, but it is not in your syllabus. So that is why I am not taking the structure elucidation of pyridine. I had taken only the structure elucidation of pyrrole. Okay. So this pyridine, it has got a, sorry for the disturbance, pyridine has got a molecular formula C5H5N. Okay, C5H5N. So here C5H5N means it is a pyridine is a 6-membered heterocyclic ring. Pyridine is a 6-membered heterocyclic ring. He is barking since he is hearing my noise. Okay. So 6-membered heterocyclic ring, and also isolation of this pyridine from coal tar. Isolation from coal tar. Isolation from coal tar. See, normally this pyridine, it is obtained or it is isolated from coal tar. That is, it is obtained from the light oil fraction of coal tar. Obtained from the light oil fraction of coal tar. Obtained from the light oil fraction of coal tar. And the first step to isolate is that it is first treated with dilute sulfuric acid. Okay. So while treating with an acid, what happens? The basic substances will be dissolving in this sulfuric acid. Okay. So pyridine and some other basic substances present in that particular compound, it is dissolved in dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, so they became soluble. This pyridine and the basic substances will be soluble in this dilute sulfuric acid while we are treating. Okay, pyridine plus bases will be soluble in this dilute sulfuric acid. Then this soluble sulfate, so this will be soluble means it will be converted to their corresponding sulfates. Okay, then the next step is that after this sulfate formation, so this will be converted to the corresponding sulfates. So after this, it is then treated with sodium hydroxide. Okay, it is then treated with sodium hydroxide so that a dark brown oily liquid is obtained. Sorry, a dark brown oily liquid is obtained. A dark brown oily liquid is obtained. So this dark brown oily liquid, it is then undergone fractional distillation. Fractional distillation, so that we will be obtaining this pyridine. Okay, so this is the isolation from coal tar. So these are the steps for the separation of pyridine. This pyridine, it is obtained from the light oil fraction of coal tar. First of all, it is treated with dilute sulfuric acid. Normally, in an acid, bases will be dissolving. So the pyridine and the basic substances present in it will be soluble in dilute sulfuric acid. Then, so that it will be converted to their corresponding sulfates. Then it is treated with sodium hydroxide, so that a dark brown oily liquid is obtained. Then it is it will be undergoing fractional distillation, so that we will be having pyridine. Okay. So this is the isolation. Then the next is preparation. Preparation of pyridine. Preparation of pyridine. So the first method, that is from acrolein. Acrolein. From acrolein. Acrolein means it is an aldehyde. Okay. So the structure of acrolein is CH2. Acrolein means it is a double bonded compound, and also along with that one aldehyde group is also present, that is CH2 double bond CH single bond CHO. Okay, CH2 double bond CH CHO. So two molecules of acrolein, CH2 double bond CH single bond CHO. It is then treated with ammonia then heating gives, so here this 2 molecules of acrolein, it will be condensed so that a ring form will be obtained. This molecule, it will be condensed. 2 molecules of acrolein is taken, so these 2 molecules will be condensing together in the presence of ammonia, so that we will be having this particular compound. See this compound, see pyridine, the structure of pyridine, it is like this. This is pyridine, okay. C5H5N, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon atoms, 1 nitrogen, then 5 hydrogen atoms. Okay, C5H5N. So this is the structure of pyridine. See here, this pyridine, we will be having, see, at the third position. So this is nitrogen 1, this is second position, this is the third position. So at the third position, one methyl group is there. So this compound is 3-methyl pyridine. 3-methyl pyridine. Okay, 3-methyl pyridine. So this is the first compound obtained while treating with ammonia. Then it is treated with potassium dichromate, K2Cr2O7, in presence of acid. Potassium dichromate, as you know, it is a very good oxidizing agent. So here oxidation takes place, and what happens? The side chain will be oxidized to COOH. That means CH3 group is oxidized to COOH. So the product will be like this. N at this position, at the third position, COH group will be formed. Okay. So this compound is at the third position, COH group. So it is 3-pyridine or pyridine 3 carboxylic acid. Pyridine 3 carboxylic acid. Pyridine 3 carboxylic acid. Okay. Then the next is again on treating with calcium oxide and heat, then 1 molecule of CO2 will be eliminated. Okay, 1 molecule of CO2 is eliminated. That means this CO2 will be eliminated, so that we will be obtaining this compound pyridine. So this is the structure of pyridine. Okay, so this is the preparation from starting from acrolein. Acrolein on treating with ammonia, ring formation takes place. Then it is oxidized to form pyridine 3 carboxylic acid. Then again on treating with calcium oxide, heat, removal of carbon dioxide to give pyridine. Okay. Then the second method of preparation, that is from acetaldehyde. Second method of preparation from acetaldehyde. From acetaldehyde. See, acetaldehyde, it is treated with ammonia, CH3, CHO plus ammonia plus formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, the formula is HCHO. Okay. So acetaldehyde and formaldehyde in the presence of ammonia. Then again in the presence of alumina, Al2O3 and 500 degrees Celsius. The product will be pyridine. Okay. Acetaldehyde, this is acetaldehyde. Then again ammonia plus formaldehyde, giving pyridine. Okay. So this is the second method of preparation from acetaldehyde. Then the next is regarding the properties. Properties, see, it's a colorless liquid. Pyridine, it is a colorless liquid. The boiling point of pyridine, it is 115.5 degrees Celsius. Then it has got an unpleasant odor. It has got an unpleasant odor. Then soluble in water and organic solvents. Soluble in water and organic solvents. Okay. So these are some of the physical properties. Next, moving on to the chemical properties. Chemical properties means the reactions the compounds are, the particular compound is giving. Okay. Chemical properties. First one, that is the basic nature. Basic nature. Okay. See, basic nature means if it is basic, it will be reacting with an acid, right? So here this basic nature can be explained by the reaction with HCl. Okay, pyridine on reaction with HCl. If it is basic, it will be reacting with HCl. So pyridine on reacting with HCl, one molecule of HCl, we will be having pyridinium chloride, NH plus then Cl minus. Okay, so this compound is pyridinium chloride. Pyridinium chloride. Okay, so pyridine on treating with HCl giving pyridinium chloride. See here, this basic character, this can be explained by the, see here also, just like in the case of pyrrole, this nitrogen atom, it has got an sp2 hybrid orbital. This nitrogen has got an sp2 hybrid orbital, and also this in this sp2 hybrid orbital there is a lone pair of electron present. Okay, in the sp2 hybrid orbital there is a lone pair of electron present, and this lone pair of electron, see, it is not involved in the pi delocalization. That means this lone pair of electron present in this nitrogen, it is not involved in the pi delocalization, or it is not involved in this particular ring formation, or in the what is it? It is not involved in the aromatic sextet. So what happens is that this lone pair of electron, it is readily available with the nitrogen atom. So this, it will be combining with HCl molecule to form an NH bond. Okay, so here an NH bond is formed since this lone pair of electrons is readily available for this nitrogen atom. Okay, so the lone pair of electron present in nitrogen atom, it is readily available for protonation. It is readily available for protonation. Okay, so therefore what happens, an NH-NU NH bond is formed. So that is the explanation for the basic nature of this pyridine. So pyridine on reaction with HCl forms pyridinium chloride, and also this nitrogen atom, it has got an sp2 hybrid orbital with a lone pair of electron. This lone pair of electron is readily available with the nitrogen atom and is easily available for protonation. Therefore an NH bond is formed, and as a result what happens, this pyridine is basic. Okay, so while comparing the basicity of pyridine and pyrrole, which one is more basic? That is another question which might be asked. Okay, pyridine or pyrrole, which one is more basic? Pyridine or pyrrole, which is more basic? Which is more basic? Okay, so this is an important question, sometimes it might be asked. So here while comparing these two cases, see, in the case of in the case of pyrrole, what happens, the lone pair of electrons present in the nitrogen, it is involved in the pi delocalization, isn't it? The lone pair of electrons present in the pyrrole or present in the nitrogen atom, it is involved in the pi delocalization, or the delocalized pi molecular orbital, isn't it? It is involved in the ring formation, right? But and also it is not readily available for protonation. That we have discussed already, isn't it? Not readily available for protonation. In all the resonating structures you have seen that the nitrogen atom in the pyrrole, what happens? It is in all these structures nitrogen is having a positive charge. That means the lone pair of electrons is not readily available for protonation in the case of pyrrole. Okay, not readily available for protonation. Not readily available for protonation. Okay, but in the case of pyridine, what happens? In the case of pyridine, the lone pair, it is available with the nitrogen atom and is readily available for protonation with the protonation, and as a result an NH bond is formed. So what happens is that pyridine is more basic than pyrrole. Okay, so this is the reason. In pyrrole the lone pair is not available, but in the since it is involved in the pi delocalization or the delocalization of the pi molecular orbital, then in the case of pyridine the lone pair of electrons is readily available. Therefore pyridine is more basic than pyrrole. Therefore pyridine is more basic than pyrrole. So this is an important point regarding the basicity. So pyridine is more basic than pyrrole. Okay. Then the next point is, which one is more basic, pyridine or aliphatic amines? Pyridine or aliphatic amines? Which one is more basic? Which is more basic, pyridine or aliphatic amines? Okay. See, in the case of pyridine, we have seen it has got an sp2 hybrid orbital, and also the lone pair of electron is available for protonation, isn't it? Lone pair of electrons is available for protonation. Lone pair of electron is available for protonation. And also in the case of aliphatic amines means it is an alkyl group attached to it, isn't it? That means CH3NH2 or RNH2. That is what we call as the aliphatic amines, RNH2, not AR, it is R, alkyl group. So in the case of this aliphatic amines, what happens is that the hybridization involved is sp3. Okay. In aliphatic amines, the sp3 hybridization, and also the lone pair, it is present in this sp3 hybrid orbital. Lone pair of electrons, it is present in the sp3 hybrid orbital. And also while comparing this sp2 and sp3, which one has got a greater s character? S character, it is greater. See here, 3 orbitals out of 3, 1, isn't it? Here 4 orbitals out of 4, 1. So that means the S character, it is greater in the case of sp2 hybrid orbitals, right? So the S character, next point is that the S character is greater in sp2 hybrid orbital. S character is greater in sp2 hybrid orbital. And also so what happens, the lone pair of electrons will be closely linked or closely associated with the nitrogen of pyridine. Okay. So sp2 means the nitrogen, it will be closely or the lone pair of electrons will be closely attached to the nitrogen atom, isn't it? Lone pair of electrons closely associated with nitrogen. Okay, since the S character is greater in pyridine. So that means lone pair, it is closely associated with nitrogen. That means it will be lessly available. It is less available, isn't it, than in the case of amines. So less available while comparing with that of amines. Less available than aliphatic amines. Less available than aliphatic amines. Okay. So that is why pyridine is less basic than aliphatic amines. So here the answer is that pyridine is less basic and aliphatic amines is more basic. So aliphatic amines is more basic. That means the lone pair of electrons present in nitrogen atom, it is readily available in aliphatic amines while comparing with that of pyridine. Okay. So in all the cases we are discussing about the lone pair of electrons. In pyridine, the lone pair of electrons is much more attached with the nitrogen atom, but in aliphatic amines the S character is lesser while comparing with that of pyridine. So what happens? The lone pair it is closely associated with nitrogen in pyridine, and in the case of aliphatic amines it is not the case. So less available for protonation while comparing with that of aliphatic amines. Hence pyridine is less basic than aliphatic amines, or more basic nature will be with aliphatic amines. Okay. So these 2 points, it is very important. Basic nature, it is very important. It is specially mentioned in your syllabus. Next is the next chemical property, that is regarding the electrophilic substitution reactions. Electrophilic substitution reactions. Electrophilic substitution reactions. See here, in the case of pyridine, electrophilic substitution reactions will be taking place at position 3. electrophilic substitution reactions takes place at position 3. Okay, that means the electrophile will be attacking the ring at position 3. And also let us go through some of the reactions. So this point you have to note it down. Pyridine electrophilic substitution at position 3. First one, that is the nitration reaction. Nitration reaction. So for nitration, here we are using potassium nitrate. So pyridine plus KNO3. Pyridine plus KNO3 in the presence of sulfuric acid at 300 degrees Celsius. At position 3, electrophile will be attacking. So here the electrophile is NO2 plus, right? So at the third position, NO2 plus will be attacking. Okay. So the compound is 3-nitropyridine. 3-nitropyridine. This is 1, 2 and 3. 3-nitropyridine. Then the next reaction, that next electrophilic substitution reaction, that is the sulfonation reaction. Sulfonation reaction. See here, pyridine on reaction with sulfuric acid and SO3H group is introduced in presence of sulfur trioxide heat. Okay, so the electrophile is SO3H. So the SO3H will also be moving to position 3. Okay, so at position 3, SO3H group will be introduced. So the compound is pyridine 3-sulfonic acid. Pyridine 3-sulfonic acid. Okay. So these are the two electrophilic substitution reactions. Then one more is there. That is the third one. That is the bromination. Bromination. See here, pyridine on treating with bromine at 300 degrees Celsius. The compound will be 3-bromopyridine. 3-bromopyridine. So these are the three electrophilic substitution reactions. 3-bromopyridine. Next is coming to the nucleophilic substitution reactions. Nucleophilic substitution reactions. Electrophilic substitution at position 3 and nucleophilic substitution reactions at position 2. At position 2. Okay. Nucleophilic substitution at position 2 and electrophilic substitution at position 3. Next is the nucleophilic substitution reaction. Nucleophile means Nu minus will be attacking the pyridine. First reaction with sodamide. Reaction with sodamide. Reaction with sodamide. See here, pyridine. Sodamide formula is NaNH2. Sodamide, NaNH2 at 100 degrees Celsius. See here the nucleophile is NH2 minus, Na plus and NH2 minus. Okay. So this electrophile will be moving to this position 2, second position. So the product will be like this. N at the second position NH2. Okay. So the compound is 2-aminopyridine. At the second position, amino group is introduced. So the compound is 2-aminopyridine. Then the next reaction with phenyl lithium. Phenyl lithium, the formula is C6H5Li. Phenyl lithium. Phenyl lithium. Phenyl lithium. So pyridine on reaction with C6H5Li 100 degrees Celsius. Here also the nucleophile is C6H5 group, Li plus and C6H5 minus. Okay. So this nucleophile will be attacking at the second position. So the formed product will be like this. Pyridine at the second position, C6H5 plus LiH, lithium hydride. So the compound is 2-phenylpyridine. 2-phenylpyridine. Okay. So this is the second reaction. Then another reaction. These are the two nucleophilic substitution reactions. First one with sodamide and the second one with phenyl lithium. Next is the reduction reaction. The fourth reaction, reduction. Reduction reaction. See here, pyridine on reduction with, normally the reducing agents used are hydrogen bar nickel, or we can use ethyl alcohol C2H5OH bar Na, sodium bar C2H5OH. So here any of these two reagents can be used for reduction. So after reduction, what happens? The three double bonds present in this particular compound, that is pyridine, if I am writing with the help of this double bonds, see, three double bonds are there. So these three double bonds, they are replaced by 6 hydrogen atoms, so that the double bonds will be lost for this compound. Okay, so all the three double bonds will be replaced by hydrogens. So the compound will be like this. So this is pyridine, and the formed product is, this compound is piperidine. Piperidine. Okay, the formed product is piperidine, that is without any double bonds. Okay. Next is coming to the uses. Uses of this pyridine. Uses of this pyridine. Pyridine, normally it is used as solvent in many of the organic reactions. You might have seen some of the reactions which is using pyridine as a solvent. Okay. Then the next one, it is used to denature alcohol. It is used to denature alcohol. That means to avoid the illicit use of alcohol. The pyridine is also added with alcohol. And then the next one, it is used in the preparation of drug, that is sulfapyridine. Sulfapyridine, it is a very important drug. So this pyridine, it is used in the preparation of this drug sulfapyridine. Okay. So this is about the case of pyridine, and also in your textbook it is given the structure elucidation, but not in the syllabus, so I am not taking that also. So this much details you have to study, and also the most important point is that you have to study the basic nature and also the comparisons of different compounds, pyridine and pyrrole, then pyridine and aliphatic amines. Okay, so this much you have to study regarding pyridine. Please don't skip any of these portions. Okay, so in our next session we will be discussing pyrimidine. Okay, pyrimidine, its preparation, then physical as well as chemical properties. Okay, thank you. Take down your lecture notes also and upload it. Okay, thank you.